The Supreme Court recently allowed President Trump's executive order banning service members who are transgender from openly serving in the nation's military to move forward while legal challenges proceed. 11 News reporter Aaron Vidito has more on the history of laws impacting the LGBTQ+ community in the military.
I am a soldier. I am ready to give the ultimate sacrifice if needed, and I will always be ready to do that.
When Mason Benavides was in high school, he says he was eager to serve his country.
I raised my right hand. I swore to defend this country from all enemy, foreign and domestic.
He worked for 6 years as a chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear specialist in a very physically demanding job.
It's super cool to me because I've always been a chemistry nerd.
So when it came time to decide whether to serve another 4 years or leave the Army, he says it was a hard choice.
I've served for over 6 years, and I loved every bit of it.
A choice that would soon be taken from him.
Our warriors should be focused on defeating America's enemies, not figuring out their genders.
Soon after taking office for a second time, President Trump banned transgender people from serving openly in the military.
This is my voice, one day on testosterone.
Including Benavides.
Being transgender was different and it was scary, but I always found people who supported me.
Benavides says from a young age he knew he was different than those he grew up with. He didn't know it at the time, but he experienced what is called gender dysphoria.
For me, gender dysphoria is I had a rock in my shoe. Some days it's bigger, some days it's smaller. I can't get this rock out of my shoe.
When he first enlisted in 2019, he says the previous ban on trans troops was in place, but was quickly reversed by President Biden.
And I started testosterone in May of 2021. And that was the coolest feeling in the world.
Benavides is one of more than 1,000 service members forced to exit, but the history of banning members of the LGBTQ+ community from openly serving goes back years. In 1993, President Bill Clinton enacted Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which prohibited discrimination against gay, lesbian, and bisexual service members, but it still did not allow them to serve openly. That was later repealed in 2011, but transgender people weren't allowed to serve until about 2016 before being banned again soon after, and then allowed to serve in 2021, that is, until this year's ban.
But what hurts for me also is people who just got in, who are willing to serve the country that other people won't.
Benavides says he believes there is a lack of education and exposure about his community.
Anybody I meet, I say, ask those weird questions, ask those questions that shouldn't have been asked.
So he says while he is hurt by this change, he hopes to be a voice for his community and hopefully inspire change in how people see someone like him.
And that's all I've ever asked for is give me the same respect you would give anybody else. And I will give you that same respect. I'm very respectful when it comes to that, even to people who don't like me.
In Colorado Springs, Aaron Vidito, KKTV 11.